The trap you don't see coming. You think you're making progress. You're reading the books, grinding at work, staying positive. But something still feels off. Like your life is stuck in neutral. What if I told you, it's not your strategy, it's your state of being? There's one emotion that silently drains your energy, wrecks your focus, and keeps your bank account in survival mode. And most people are trapped in it without even knowing. In this video, we're diving into the work of Dr. David Hawkins, specifically his map of consciousness, to reveal the invisible force that could be sabotaging your entire life. This isn't just spiritual theory. This is practical, raw truth about why your energy, finances, and mental clarity might feel stuck. I'll show you how to identify this toxic emotional state, how it hides in plain sight, and most importantly, how to break free from it. By the end of this video, you'll see your entire life through a different lens. Let's go. Let's rewind for a second. Imagine your consciousness, your awareness, your vibe, your state of being exists on a kind of ladder. At the bottom of the ladder, life feels heavy. Your chest is tight, your thoughts are cloudy, you're reacting instead of choosing. At the top, you're light, grounded, creative, and magnetic. People feel it. Money flows easier. Life doesn't feel like a constant fight. Dr. David Hawkins, a psychiatrist and spiritual teacher, created what's called the map of consciousness. It's a scale from 0 to 1,000, where every level represents a specific emotion and frequency of energy. The lower you are on this scale, the more life feels like suffering. The higher you go, the more life opens up to you. Let me break it down real quick. At the very bottom, around 20, you've got shame. This is the "I am broken" feeling. It's dark, isolating, and can feel like soul death. Next comes guilt, 30, then apathy, 50, then grief, 75, then fear, 100, then desire, 125, then anger, 150, and then, this one's the key, pride at 175. If you're enjoying this content, please hit subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. Every video is designed to help you level up your energy and your life, one shift at a time. The sneaky saboteur. Then comes courage at 200. That's the turning point. Everything below 200 is considered contracting, draining your energy, perception, and creative power. Everything above 200 is expansive, building energy, clarity, and freedom. And here's the twist most people don't see coming. The emotion that traps more people than any other, the one that feels empowering but actually keeps you stuck, is pride. Yeah, not shame, not guilt. Pride. It's the biggest trap on the ladder. Why? Because it feels like growth. When you move from fear to anger, from hopelessness to wanting more, from self-hate to "I'm better than them," you think you're leveling up. But really, you've just stepped into the emotional equivalent of quicksand, wearing Gucci loafers. Pride is sneaky. It makes you feel strong, but it's hollow strength, defensive strength. It's always tied to comparison. Pride says, "I'm better than those people. I've figured it out. I'm not like them." Let me give you a real-life example. There was a guy I used to know. Let's call him Chris. Chris came from a rough background, grew up poor, had nothing handed to him. In his 20s, he got into fitness, read some Tony Robbins, started his own business. Things were looking up, but something was off. He'd make some money, then lose it. He'd get into a relationship, then sabotage it. He'd start projects, but never finish them. And even though he talked a big game about discipline and being a high-value man, he had this bitter, condescending energy. You could feel it. Turns out Chris wasn't operating from confidence. He was operating from pride. His whole identity was built on not being the broke, helpless kid he used to be. And the second anyone challenged his ideas or outshined him, he got defensive, sarcastic, or shut down completely. He was trapped at 175. And the worst part, he thought he was above doing the inner work because pride doesn't think it has a problem. Pride deflects. Pride masks insecurity. Pride keeps you broke because it shuts down the exact energy that creates wealth: humility, curiosity, openness. The turning point. Pride is the last stop before real transformation. But if you don't recognize it, you'll camp out there your whole life, thinking you're climbing, when really you're just looping the same patterns. So what's the solution? It starts with awareness. Ask yourself honestly, where in my life do I feel the need to prove something? Where am I secretly looking down on others to make myself feel superior? Where do I reject feedback, ignore advice, or get defensive? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about catching the pattern. Remember, pride often shows up dressed as confidence. But real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't attack. It simply is. Let's go deeper, explaining. Every emotion on Hawkins' scale has a vibration, a frequency. This isn't woo-woo fluff. It's real. Think about how your body feels when you're ashamed. Now think about how your body feels when you're inspired. That's frequency. Informative. Studies from the Heart Math Institute show that emotions like gratitude and love actually change your heart rhythm and create coherence in your brain. Your energy field literally shifts. Serious. Pride? Pride tightens the chest. It hardens the heart. It isolates. And here's the kicker. When you're living in pride, you cut yourself off from receiving. Opportunities bounce off you. People feel your energy and back away. Money doesn't flow because the vibration of pride says, I already know everything. I don't need help. I got this. Contrasting that with courage at 200. Courage is open. Courage says, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to try. I'm willing to grow. That's where the shift begins. Breaking the pattern. You don't need to raise your vibration overnight. This isn't about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about becoming aware of where you are and taking one step up the ladder. If you're stuck in pride, the next step is courage. And how do you activate courage? Vulnerability. Try this. Admit you were wrong about something today. Ask for help with something you've been pretending to have handled. Tell someone you admire them without needing anything in return. Watch what happens to your body, your energy, your clarity. You'll feel the shift. You might feel exposed. That's normal. That's your nervous system recalibrating. But what's on the other side of that shift is massive. As you rise up the scale into neutrality, willingness, acceptance, and eventually love and joy, your life stops being about proving and starts being about flowing. You'll notice you don't chase money. It comes to you. You don't force relationships. They deepen naturally. Your creativity skyrockets. Your intuition sharpens. Life feels lighter, but only if you're willing to drop the illusion of pride. The energy of abundance. This is the emotional root of staying broke. It's not always laziness. It's not always lack of information. It's not even always fear. It's pride pretending you've already arrived. And let's be real, that keeps you broke, bitter, and burnt out. You know what's actually powerful? Saying, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to learn. That one shift opens the door to everything. Here's the key moment. Once you become aware of your emotional home, where you live energetically, you can move. You can choose differently. That's the magic of the map of consciousness. You don't have to be stuck in the same loop forever. The world isn't against you. Your energy is just magnetizing the same results over and over. Shift the energy, shift the outcome. And it starts by letting go of the one emotion that feels powerful but actually makes you weak. Let go of pride. Choose courage instead, because courage is the first real step into the life you're trying to build. Let's land this plane. If your finances are stuck, if your relationships feel shallow, if your goals keep slipping through your fingers, don't just change your habits. Check your energy. Ask, am I operating from fear, from desire, from anger, or am I trapped in the shiny, deceptive armor of pride? Because pride is the last mask the ego wears before it's finally ready to heal. Drop the mask. Step into courage. That's where everything begins.